Okay, the next stop on our tour is our bathroom. It's not very big, but it sure packs a lot of cabinetry into one unit. Here's the medicine chest over the sink, some shelving over the toilet with another cabinet. Down here there's some shelving next to the toilet, plus a large cabinet under the sink. And over here, there's up and down almost floor to ceiling cabinetry alongside the shower. Some of the changes we made in here is that we've updated the original shower head to this really nice one by Oxygenics called a Fury, and it has adjustable sprays, and it still uses the same holder, which is really nice. Down here we changed our regular faucets over to what's called a thermostatic mixing valve, and the purpose of this is we don't waste tons of water trying to adjust back and forth until we get the right temperature. Once you've set this dial on the right, it's in metric because this thing is European, your temperature is perfect every time. This is the dial that turns it on and off. You can get units that are straight across that are made for shower only. We opted for the one also with a tub spout because we use this to fill a portable washing machine that we take along sometimes that fits right here in the shower stall. So the purpose of this mixing valve is twofold. One is it eliminates the need to waste all that water trying to get the perfect temperature every time you turn it on and off, but also it prevents the cold water from backing up the hose when you put it in the pause function. And if any of you RVers know, sometimes it's because the cold water pressure is stronger than the hot. The cold water runs up the hose. Then each time you pause to shampoo or condition or scrub up, when you go to unpause, you get this horrible blast of cold water. Well, this prevents that because the mixing is done down here, and it stops it and prevents that cold water from coming up that hose. The shower stall isn't all that big, but it originally had just a thin fabric curtain, which was very difficult because it would billow around and stick to your body when you were taking a shower. We bought this heavier pleated one. Takes a little bit more to dry. I have it hung up here to dry. And we run a dehumidifier, a little portable one down here, to help dry out the curtain. Also, we added these clips that allow you to clip the curtain tight to the wall so you never have water overflowing onto the flooring. And that's pretty important in an RV. It's really easy to have that curtain slip when you're in there and suddenly you find the floor all wet. Another little thing that we added in here is a nightlight. This is a little LED nightlight that can be recharged via USB. And it's a motion deactivated nightlight. So at nighttime when we come in here, it sees us. I'll cover it right now. It sees us and turns on. Let's see here. Ah! I'm going to drop it. It's magnetic. But it sees us and turns on. There we go. And it's just enough light to see your way at night without having to fumble around and turn on the bright overhead lights, of which there are 2 of them in our bathroom. So that's a pretty handy thing. Again, that was on Amazon. You can get it in different colors. You can take it and stand it up if you want to, or you can carry it with you if you need to. But it's a pretty handy little thing. One of the other changes Steve made was he removed the original little teeny noisy fan that sounded like a whirring jet engine taking off, and he installed, this is called Vortex. It's a little different than the maxi fans, and it really can suck the air. This is low, that's high. But what Steve likes most about this is it's reversible. You can turn it to either suck out the air or pull in the cool air at night. So it works both directions. So I think that's about it for our bathroom. We do carry this tall hamper if we're just camping for a couple days. Otherwise, we put the wash machine in here. It's a little portable COSTWAY washer and spinner. And then it becomes also a clothes hamper because we put our dirty clothes directly into the washing machine. And if you hate laundromats as much as I do, you'll realize how nice that is. Okay, back here in the bedroom, we have one closet. So we're a little limited on closet space. It's deep. We can carry a vacuum cleaner in the back of the closet. And we carry extra things like umbrellas. Our table stores in here, our extra table legs, even a broom and a dustpan. So we do get stuff in here. But there's really not a lot of hanging space. We have drawers, which are nice. And up above, because Steve is taller, this is where he keeps his clothes in pull-out bins. And this goes back very deep, so we keep extra things back there. In the bedroom, we also have more cabinetry up over the bed. We keep extras up there like bedding and extra, odds and ends, office supplies, Yahtzee and cribbage, our games, DVDs, such stuff like that. Something else I found that was handy, around Christmas time, Command Hooks puts out these really nice heavy-duty hooks. I don't always find them otherwise. They run about $14. And we found them after Christmas on a clearance for only a couple bucks, but we found that they're fairly expensive, but they do hold up multiple heavy items, and they haven't come off, which is really nice. So I get 3 on my side. Steve has 1 over here on his side. Incidentally, there's also that second TV cutoff switch for the rear 12-volt TV. Another thing we added back here, this was from Steve's dad's motorhome. And this is a clock, as well as a thermometer and a calendar. Kind of nice to be able to see what time it is and whether or not you can still sleep in. So one of the other things that I found also on Amazon were these magnets. They stick on the back of things, like remote controls. The other half sticks on the wall, and they stay stuck, and the remotes hang there, and they stay put, even when we're traveling. There's our TV remote, the Roku remote, and we have a remote for a little electric space heater, which is our 5th source of heat. When we're traveling, we use that if we are hooked up to a power post. I also keep a little flashlight hanging there so I can see at night if I need to. And underneath the cabinetry is another set of USB and C jacks that Steve installed. One of the other things that were kind of bothersome to us is we have these really nice shades. They're great. But the problem is, excuse me, they make noise when they're down like this. Bump, 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 bump. This bottom edge has a really hard grip on here, like a rod going through it. And it would always make this noise. So we glued on some magnets, not only to the wall, but then to the bottom. And if you are pulled down just the right height, they grip. No more rattling. Pretty handy. And these are the little hooks. It's actually just a coat hook that holds our controllers for the mattress pad heaters. Now, our bed is a little unusual. I say it folds up like a taco. The back part of the mattress folds up and over onto the lower part of the mattress because this slide comes in that goes out the back. This slide allows us an extra 3-foot length to our camper to have a queen-size bed that we can walk around both sides. It's not really wide, but at least we can get in and out without having to crawl over each other. What is this silly boy? if we needed to stop for a night and not put out the back slide, you can flip up this portion and sleep crossways on the bed. That works for me because I'm only 5'7", but that doesn't work for Steve, who's 6'4". But it does allow us to have the room of a 28-foot camper when we're only 25 feet long. So it's kind of nice. This is a pretty quilt. I made it myself, but I'm working on one right now that's going to be even better. And I'll add a photo right here in my editing of the new quilt. I have it all together, pieced together. It's now on my quilting frame at home, ready to get quilted together to the backing and the batting. So that's going in here. And to finish off the interior, here are two sweet little wooden hearts Steve made for me when we were first dating. Isn't that adorable? Here's our fourth form of heat, is this little electric space heater from Lasco. And it's a tower heater, which kind of is nice because it can sneak into a small area and it fits in our shower stall when not in use. We like it because it's thermostatically controlled, and it also has a remote control that I keep back by the bed. We can set it out here in the hallway during the night or even up here on the countertop and control it with the remote control from our bed if we wish. So if we are on electric hookups, we do use a little electric space heater. It has a tip-over safety switch. I didn't get to these cabinets before when I was going around, so I'll do them now. These are the cabinets over the love seat. This one has our baking dishes, pizza pans, etc., strainers, you know, all those klutzy big things that don't fit over underneath the other cabinets or in the drawers. And again, the backs of our cabinets are all lined with the Reflectix. And this one over here has containers and some larger bowls, some other supplies, my plastic wine glass. And this is my travel cup I was talking about. This has a 12-volt plug-in that plugs into a cigarette lighter, and you can set different temperature levels here. I don't have it plugged in right now, but it's a perfect little travel cup. And these run about $40 at Kohl's, but I think if you just did an internet search, you could find them anywhere. But it sure is handy because I sip my coffee all morning long, and this keeps it warm while we're traveling. Because, of course, you're not going to stop, fire up the generator, stick your coffee cup in the microwave just to warm up your coffee. And I do that a couple times during the morning, otherwise when I'm at home. So having a travel one like this that runs off 12 volt is really handy. So that's the rest of our cabinets. So I think that was part of our tour that I needed to add on. Okay, we're going to put out the back slide. This makes our queen size bed that we can walk around both sides. And the mattress flips back. Are you helping, Nick? He likes that space back there. That's his playground. Okay, Nick, go on. You can go. Go on. Okay, you want to go on this one? Okay, jump. Now it's Nick's turn. He goes for a ride. And this essentially doubles our living room space. To put out the slides, we have to have the key on and the emergency brake up. That's what the beeping is about. Okay, Nick, let's go back here by the bed. Where's your playpen? Come on, jump. Hurry up, jump. That's where he likes to play, in the space where the mattress is going to go. Is that your spot, Nick? Nicodocious. What are you doing? Hi. Oh, are you playing? You're playing back there. You knocked down a pillow. Go on, go play. Is that your spot? It is. Go play. Oh, you're so silly. Okay, now I'll do some of the outside things. Down underneath here are our two little lugs. There's a negative and a positive that allow us to charge up our batteries, the camping batteries from the coach. And we can hook our solar panels to those two little lugs. And we monitor through a little device called Vectron. And we have an app for that. I'll include a link down below. And we can monitor the state of charge of our camping batteries at any time, which is kind of handy. Now in this first compartment here, let's see. Oh, it's locked. Darn it. Steve to the rescue.
What other cabinets do you have?
Just that one. We don't have a lot of outside compartments, but this one we have a couple things in that I wanted to show. Here's our inverter up underneath right here. And then we have our modem for our Starlink. And there's a little access hatch door that allows the cord to come out. And the modem is nice and dry and stuck aside. The cord for the Starlink is going out here, along with an extension, because the nearest spot to get clear northern sky is way out here. So the extension we have hidden underneath this wash tub so it doesn't get wet. It's actually layered in between two wash tubs. And the cord itself, we added a couple pool noodles to it when it's stretched out like this. When it's in the box being transported, we use those same pool noodles as cushioning. But the Starlink is way out here near the outhouse. And the reason why we added the pool noodles is just in case one of the maintenance guys would happen to come in here for whatever reason and drive into this clearing. They see we have a cord here. What a gorgeous morning. It's warming up. I think we're going to be able to get out and do a bike ride. Now, here's our little cargo trailer. It's only 4 feet wide by 6 feet long. It's made by Wells Cargo. Up on the roof, Steve has a 320 watt solar panel. And inside, we have a Blue Eddy power station. It's padded in there with some styrofoam so things don't bump against it. But we can plug into that Blue Eddy. It has a 30 amp outlet, just like the motorhome cord that's plugged into the post. We can come in through this hatch and power our motorhome off the Blue Eddy if we need to when we're boondocking. Now this little trailer is pretty darn handy. We have our e-bikes in here, of course. We fold down the handlebars to get them into place. We have a little cart for Nick to pull behind the e-bikes. Here Steve has a leaf blower along. Here's our camping mat. So a lot of this gear, excess gear, just sits in the middle. But we do carry along a lot of extras. We have to watch our cargo carrying capacity on the motorhome, but we can tow up to 5,000 pounds behind it. So we carry an extra little propane bottle. Oops, let me fix my camera. We carry extra gear for the bikes. We carry some extra cords. And of course, tools. Steve has a bin full of tools. Our chargers for the e-bikes. Here's our little pellet stove. If you watched one of my other videos from up at Camp 7, you can see this in action. It's a little pellet fireplace. Up here's our cooking stuff. In these drawstring bags, I have an Instapot. I also have an air fryer that goes on top of the Instapot. Steve has a Blackstone griddle with a dome. He has a chainsaw and all the accoutrements for that if we need to, a little electric chainsaw. We do carry a couple extra lawn chairs for sitting, plus we have reclining lawn chairs. We carry them in a bin in the back of the motorhome. A little handy dandy table, and the extra flexible solar panels that we can put up if we need to. Then, of course, there's our e-bikes and all of our e-bike gear. We carry the helmets, the pannier bags, extra bungees, and all that goes along. And we do use them a lot. We use them a lot more than we ever thought we would. Now, here's what I meant about the back slide on our motorhome. It gives us 3 extra feet of living space without having to have a chassis 3 feet longer. But we had to be careful when we bought our cargo trailer that it was not the pointed nose kind that most people see, because it would not clear when that bunk comes out or the bed comes out. So we had to buy what was called a blunt nose. We found a guy selling one that had just moved here from Colorado, and it worked out perfect for what we wanted. We didn't need too big, because if you make it too big, you haul too much gear. So the rest of the compartments are just average storage, water, dump stuff, generator, etc. So there's really nothing special to show on those. Here's our power cord leading to a post, which we usually don't camp with electric. It seems this year we have more than ever. But whenever we plug into a post, we always have an electric management system. And this is from Progressive Industries. It will warn us for low voltage, high voltage, cross polarities. It checks everything before it ever allows any power to enter the motorhome. And it's a must. We generally lock it up. Here's a little locking ring. But since there's only us and just a couple other people here this weekend, Steve didn't put the lock on. But usually we have a cable on there. So I think that is just about it for any interesting things on the outside that we may have upgraded. Here's our other lawn chairs. We picked these up recently. They're the reclining zero gravity ones. One came from Camping World and one came from Grand Distinction, which are both the same company. They're across the street from each other in Green Bay. One had one on clearance, and we saw it. And we called across the street, and they had one on clearance, only one. So we got a pair. This is our quilted windshield cover. We took it off so it can dry off this morning. And we had it on the windshield overnight. And this is not specifically for our year. I'll include a link. When we went to go order it, it was not the right dimensions. And so what I had to do is I had to kind of sew some darts in it, kind of like tucks in sewing darts, to make it fit better so it didn't wrinkle across the top. So Steve has it out here to dry off. And I'm going to end with just a little inspection of this gorgeous piece of wood. We found this when we got here, and the bottom is flat, like somebody cut it off. And I think I'm going to take this home and cover it with shellac. It is just beautiful. It's a piece of art. All of itself, it's just a twisted piece of wood that came off a tree somewhere, and somebody put it on the picnic table, probably appreciating the beauty of it. So a little wobbly there, I am going to take this home and coat it with a couple layers of shellac or varnish. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. All of the green. Okay, that's enough of wasting our morning doing some filming. We have some camping to do. This is probably our last camping of the season here in northeast Wisconsin. We've had our coffee, but I think we need to make some breakfast. And then we're gonna enjoy the day. So I hope you enjoyed my little video. And like I said, I'm going to put links in the bottom of all these products of where we got them. But please rest assured, nobody paid us to make this commercial. We have not been given any of these items. We paid for every single one. And we are not any means by any means professional YouTubers. We're just sharing some camping hints and ideas that we've done to our 2016 Winnebago View G model with the slide out the back, and how much we enjoy camping in it. So, have a great day and keep on camping.